Good morning, it's 20 past 6 and it's Saturday the 1st of August. Look at this shit. Look at it. Just birds, not bats this time, so I'm not batshit crazy today. Not yet anyway. But I'm sure as the day progresses I'll become that way. But look at these, they look like daggers. Look at them. You can't tell me that's not a weapon. That is not some type of bloody war weapon. It's like probes, spears, jaggers, whatever you want to call it, and they are coming from the ocean. They are coming from the ocean. And look, they're all covered with that white foamy stuff. They start off like the black one up above, or the dark grey one, and then as they come further in, they coat themselves with that foam stuff. And you can see some of it actually up here in the sky. You can see it. It's like fluffy stuff. And then they slowly mask and cover themselves with it to blend in with the clouds. Look at them. Look at the size of them. They are high-rise buildings down there. Sorry, my cat's scaring me. Get away, Charlie. So we'll just start here. So we've got all this stuff here at Shipstern. We've got a lot of low hidden crafts, or whatever you want to call them. Then along here, this is where the jagger thing starts, and it comes along, pops up a little bit. I think you'll find that that's one individual craft there, and it's moving pretty fast. And then as you come down along here, it looks like it's one, but I think you'll find that that's two. And then there's another break around here, so that's three. But they all come off like a production line. Bang, 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 bang. Like, look at them. You can't tell me they don't look like spears or some cockroach legs, little feelers or something. I don't know, but they're bloody scary as hell. And then you come down along. Look at the size of this shit. They're high-rise buildings down there. That one there with the spire on it, the Q1, at one stage, just after 2000, that was the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere. So that tells you the size of this stuff in the sky. And you've got to remember, the background is always smaller than the foreground when you go to scale. So these things are massive. When I mean massive, I mean bigger than anything that I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at them. And then they get thicker and more dense, and then we of course get to the ocean and they're still coming in. So normally around this stage when I start filming them, obviously they're you can see these buildings here are Surface Paradise, and these ones, smaller ones here, that's Broad Beach. So these are pretty much right between Surface Paradise and Broad Beach. To walk the distance between the two, you have to be walking pretty fast. You can do it maybe in 40 minutes. So, you could go to Google Earth and have a look at the distance yourselves, but you use that to scale. But once again, they're not just one, they're layers. They're like stacked up, like dominoes, bang, 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 ready to go. So I don't know what they're doing or where they're going, but they are massive. Look at them. Unbelievable. And we've got some red sky happening, or pink sky happening over here. That's where the moon comes from over here. The sun comes from over where the beach is over here. So why is it not over here that's showing that redness? Not even up in the cloud. Obviously they're blocking majority of it from my view, from my perspective. But no, not even up above them. But look at them, they're massive. Look at the bloody things. And then you get down here, and it's like, well, where's that colour? Where's that redness coming from? I know it could just be reflected light, but these things are just, and they're scary as. They look like daggers, probes, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be out here at night doing this. I'd be flashed and I'd be turned into a little toxic little vibrational discharge thing off my balcony. But during the day, I said I feel quite safe because You know, everyone down there is in their cars. They can't do anything because they can't hide themselves enough. But look at them. You can't, come on everybody, you can't tell me that that's not amazing, that that's not just, you know, jaw-dropping and makes you want to crap your pants. Because look at it. And look at, the weather's going to get really bad. They've got it so dark out there coming in from the ocean, and when that rain came in, it was coming from underneath a craft, and the craft was bigger than all of these put together. It was massive, and it has those round, they look like the black holes or the portals in the sky, but they're actually like vents or shafts, and that's where all the rain was falling from. I wish now it only rained for, because it flew over, and as it sort of, you know, as I'm moving the camera, that's how the rain was going, and it fell down from where the craft was, so it wasn't coming from the sky, it was coming from the craft. And you know, to actually see that happen, and it bucketed down, I wish now that I had have gone out and got some water, so I could do some testing on it to find out, you know, what was actually in the water that was coming from them, if it's contaminated in any way, you know, especially, you know, with Australia being right in the midst of, you know, a huge second wave of the COVID. You have to think, you know, have they done something to the water supply? Who knows? But maybe what they're putting in, and if they are, I'm not saying that what they're doing is bad. Maybe they're doing something positive. As I know they don't want our DNA changed. They don't want us, you know, vaccinated. They don't want that. They want us left the way we are. So, so the meaning as to why they're here and why they keep coming back around to this one area is fascinating, intimidating, and exciting all at the same time. You know, and I'm sure people, like, look how close those high rises are there. They're much closer than what I am, and they're up higher, so they would get almost a bird's eye view of these things. That's if anybody's willing to be up at this time in the morning on a Saturday, and get out on the balcony and you know, put themselves out there. Maybe people are scared or intimidated and frightened. I don't know. But yeah, amazing, isn't it? So, come on, I'm gonna pose a question on the people that watch my shit, because I call it shit. Yeah, it's very unprofessional. I don't have a great computer skills. How I film things is how it's posted. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to trim. I don't know how to cut. I don't know how to do any of that. So, you know, if something's inappropriate or something doesn't work, I just don't post it. So I've got all this stuff that's probably got really, really good content, but you know, there's something that you know, has made it not appropriate. So look at that thing there, whatever that is. You can't tell me that doesn't stand out like dog's balls, because it does, doesn't it? It's the only thing. It's not ship stern, it's down from ship stern. It's heading right towards the ridge here, so it's pretty much right at the end. But yeah, so see, now it's been covered. Or is it just getting higher up? I don't know. I said you get to the stage where you sort of can't see where one thing and another thing begins. But yes, I put a challenge out to you all, guys. If you were me, so you know, do the whole put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Would you be going out here and continuing to do this, or would you take it as you've been warned, back off? Because, you know, obviously my perspective and my interpretation is biased because it's personally affecting me, and you know, I'd like to know from you guys if you think that I'm putting myself in any danger, or whether I'm just being paranoid and that I'm delusional. You know, obviously I don't have, I won't be offended by what anybody says. I'll just be very appreciative that people have taken the time to respond and post, because yeah, I am concerned. As that I wanted to go out last night and take some, but after the last few days, you know, with all the showing that they're and they know I'm filming, so they know I've got video evidence of them flashing in and orbing in and all of these things. So if it's not a scare tactic, then why are they allowing me to why are they continuing to do that to me? So I like to know, how their, other people perceive things, because, everybody's objective and interpretation is going to be completely different. So, and I said all the birds. Look at all the birds that were just flying around. They obviously don't think these things are scary. They don't care that these things are here. So why so am I just freaking, is my conditioning from modern life and from, the television shows and all the news and media and everything we have, and even my own speculation, feeding my fear, because, the birds obviously are not intimidated or frightened by them. So, and you've got to trust the birds. Hey, they don't need a thermometer. They know exactly what's happening. They know how to, go from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere to do their mating. They know exactly what's going on. They've got a lot more in tune with life than what we do as humans. We're just, objects on the surface. The birds are part of it. So, yeah. And that's where it sort of gives me a bit of peace, I suppose, knowing that, seeing the birds all the time. And it's not just the sparrows, it's the crows, it's the kookaburras, it's the cockatoos, it's the galahs, it's all of the rosellas, it's all of the native birds, and also the introduced species that are here. So, they're coming from everywhere, and they are all staying here. They're not all, doing a mass exodus. So, I'll take that as a positive, but, any feedback or interaction from anybody with their interpretations and what you've seen on my data, from what you've, felt or got an understanding, maybe what you've seen in your own backyard. I know a lot of you are actually seeing very similar stuff. Obviously, I think the climate and where they're coming from, I know the ocean or water, pools, is a major draw card to them. Maybe there's something from the water they need. Maybe water is an energy supply for them. I don't know. Maybe it's part of what they suck in to create all this foam shit. Maybe they need that. It's just that unknown quantity. So these type things here, like that there. It just looks like cloud, but look at the shape of it. It's something there that is, it's like when they have those interdimensional beings, they're almost translucent. You can't see them, but they're there. And, it's only when you adjust the filter or the settings, when you're doing a look at the photo, and you make it a bit darker or a bit lighter, or you're not changing the filter, you're not changing the image. All you're doing is bringing out certain parts of the image. And when you do that, you can see, that there are things there. And you're like, oh, I wasn't crazy. I thought something was there. Holy shit, there was something there. So it sort of makes you feel a bit more comfortable that you're not actually going insane, because you do start doubting yourself, because nobody else is seeing this stuff. Well, nobody else here on the Gold Coast, and I'll put the challenge out, to anybody here on the Gold Coast. My details, my email address is, sorry, they're all starting to sort of glow a little bit. My email address is on YouTube, on the About Me. Shoot me your details, and I'm welcome to have somebody come here. And obviously you'd have to be, I'd have to check who you are. I'm not going to have some government department people come here, put little, devices to track me, or, to listen, to eavesdrop on what I'm saying. But yeah, no, come here and you can see what I'm seeing, and then you can live the fear that I'm living if that's how you think you'd interact or you'd interpret it. yeah, it's a bit scary trying to do it all on your own when you're just one person. You feel that, you know, you've got the weight of the world, not that I do, but the weight of the world on your shoulders, you know, because you've been given this opportunity, whether it's, as I said, I don't think that, you know, I'm anything of significance. I just think that I've got the right time, the right opportunity, and the right perspective, or the right mental attitude and inquisitiveness, to perseverance to see it through. So yeah, so now the sun is starting to come through a bit. So it's fascinating how only parts of them have the sun though, not all of them. Like that big bit there in the middle, there's nothing there. That bit does, and that bit does. That one's higher, so you can see that one. Okay, it's up a bit higher, so that's fair enough that the sun's hitting on it. That there, no. And then you get this little bit here, but that's not up high like the other one. So, you know, it doesn't have any logic to me. So it's not going to be an on fire one tonight or this afternoon or this morning, but there's still some stuff here that intrigues me. I won't say fascinates me, but it intrigues me. But yeah, those little bits up there, they worry me because they are not like the other clouds. They're like little white balls, and they are almost translucent. They have like a shimmering, like a glad wrap sort of effect. You can see that they're smooth on the outside, but they're hollow, and you can see through them. They're translucent. So they worry me because they're completely different to everything else. As you can see, they stand out like dog's balls, literally. I know I just said that, but it's true. So I'm going to get off it because I don't want them knowing that I'm focusing on them. But yeah, so it's just pull back a bit so you can see. So look at the size of the bastards. Look at them. More birds flying around, so they're not worried, they're not perturbed. And then we've got that big thing over there, whatever that is. He's glowing like hell now. That was over there before. So yeah, it's yeah, quite interesting, isn't it? But anyway, I'm going to leave this, and I'll be back later if anything interesting happens. So I'll just finish on the big blobby thing over here, not that one, even though he's quite interesting to look at. But this one here, I'll give you a close up of that. So don't know what it is, but it's interesting. It looks a bit like a turtle. It's got the shape of the shell and the little fins hanging out each end. Yeah, I'm going to call him a turtle, which, you know, is much nicer than the monkey and all the other things. So anyway, have a great afternoon, and I will be back later. Bye.